Okay.
Okay, it's recording now. Okay, so this is lesson 14 group presentation for AIDS HIV intervention in Nigeria with Felicia, Ennison, and Rachel. HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus that can lead to acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, also known as AIDS. HIV is a virus that is spread by certain body fluids that can attack an immune system, specifically the T cells. After some time, HIV destroys many of the T cells that the body can no longer fight off infections and disease. The damaged immune system allows infections and cancer to take advantage of a person with AIDS. AIDS is the most severe phase of HIV infection. Without treatment, the immune system will get worse. The 3 stages of HIV infection are 1, acute HIV infection, 2, clinical latency, and 3, AIDS. In 2016, Nigeria had up to 310,000 new HIV infections, along with up to 230,000 AIDS-related deaths. The main populations most affected by HIV in Nigeria are sex workers at 14.4%, gay men at 23%, and people who inject drugs at 3.4%. HIV affects all population groups, but Nigeria is the second largest epidemic globally. Nigeria is Africa's most populous nation and is home to more people living with HIV than any other country in the world, except South Africa and India. Sex education is a sensitive subject based on cultural taboos. Traditional culture also promotes large families and a lack of birth control, which can lead to lack of sexual protection. This type of education and knowledge also leads to increased HIV infections. A survey of the knowledge of AIDS and sexual behavior among 700 randomly selected teenage girls in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria, showed that 94% of them were aware of AIDS and 64% of them knew that AIDS can be transmitted through sexual intercourse. More than 77% of them were sexually active. And of this, 35% had multiple sex partners and only 26% used condoms. This reiterates the need for educating the adolescent population on the risks of AIDS and unprotected sexual practices.
Okay. Overview of the intervention. Chosen will be built around the framework of both primary and secondary level prevention. In our case, we tend to lean towards secondary more, although we are applying both. By definition, a secondary level prevention is any measures taken to prevent a symptomatic disease from progressing to the symptomatic stage. Secondary level prevention aims to detect and treat a disease early on. Secondary level prevention or intervention consists of early diagnosis and prompt treatment to contain the disease and prevent it from spreading to other individuals, ability limitation from the disease, and prevent future complications and death. In our intervention, for example, we will be setting up testing booths for people to come know their status. This falls into the realm of early diagnosis and prompt treatment. Primary prevention, on the other hand, is any measure taken to reduce the incidence of transmission of HIV. Such measures including promoting condom use, promoting abstinence, promoting regular blood tests, and so on. Our exit strategy is training local community leaders to keep screening people and offer condoms as a way to help protect those who insist on engaging in sexual intercourse. Right.
That's your sentence.
I thought I was reading the last two. But why our intervention will solve the problem. It is engaging. It is community-based. It is empowering. We offer incentives. Community, school, and church leaders would come together to educate the population. It would be preached about in sermons at church. Counselors on the ground in the community that target population can talk to. They can give mental counseling. Target population can take antiretroviral drugs, free HIV screening at no cost, that have knowledge and free stuff for coming. We think our intervention is more likely to bring long-term behavioral change to our target population because we're aiming for long-term goals. The people will know their HIV status, whether they have it or not. If they have it, at what level they have it, and we'd be educating them. How we'll go about implementing our intervention in Nigeria. The health/sex educational programs will be implemented in every aspect of the community, such as schools, libraries, and health fairs, and by daily outreach. Some ways of implementing our intervention will be by offering incentives for HIV testing, free education and career development tools such as SIM cards, supplies, and devices. Some other ways to implement our interventions will be by offering trainings, outreach, and testing referrals, paired with free preventive items such as condoms, testing, and other safe sex practice materials. Marketing strategies such as visual posters. The slide disappeared.
Yeah, my internet went out. Hold on.
I can finish it.
Okay.
Marketing strategies such as visual poster boards around the community paired with radio, business, partnering advertisements, and transit advertisements will be utilized to promote the program as well. We will work directly with community leaders in order to determine the best possible approach to receive the most engagement with community members. We will host community outreach and development opportunities, such as gatherings and events like marathons, health fairs, block parties, and family nights, where we can increase awareness of the program and health promotions. And that concludes the presentation, yes.
Thank you.
You can end the recording.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah, my internet cut out. Sorry about that, you guys.